Hey everyone, it's Shelby of Shelby's Comics here with a really special box for you all today. So, first I need to thank J1A Bob for turning me on to this. So this box occurred, probably about the same time that Crossover was getting ready to drop. And people was speculating on, would it be a big crossover between Marvel, DC, and Image, and people was looking at things that were occurring in the past. Excuse me. One of the things that occurred was in an early Spawn book was a crossover with Cerebus, Dave Sims' character, and he had I think it coincided with, of course, the anniversary of that character being in Spawn. So Dave Sim put out like a little ash can through his publisher, and J1A Bob actually found this. You had an option to order like 10 copies or something, and asked if I wanted a couple of them. I said, sure. And what he also did was he's like, look, if you go over to Kickstarter, Dave Sim is doing a Kickstarter for some special issues. And so I went over, it's fairly economical. I think it's $100. And so I went ahead and signed up for his Kickstarter. And so I'd actually been wondering about this. And then about a week ago, I got a message saying that the Waverly Press was sending you something. I'm like, Waverly Press? What the hell did I order from the Waverly Press? That does not ring a bell. And finally, the box arrived yesterday. And I opened it up this morning, because I wasn't sure what it was. And I peeked inside, and I realized what it was. So I have not looked at this. I have opened the box, but I have not looked at the contents. So I want to do that with you all right here. And so you could share in the surprise. So just a normal USPS box, some wrapping paper, and then we have a stack of comic books. And they called this the Lucky 13 box because you had several options on Kickstarter. And one of those options was to do everything. And like I said, it's fairly economical. I think $100. And so I did everything. And so, yeah, let's look at what we got in this thing, man. So one of the things I see right off top that is in the back of one of these books is a Cerebus print, along with all the different collector cards you could get. I think there's a sticker in here too. We'll look at it. But this is really cool. So this is a reproduction, reprint of Cerebus #1. So if you don't know about Dave Sims and Cerebus, he is basically like the grandfather of independent comics. Started Cerebus in the late 70s. Cerebus the Aardvark, he's kind of like a Conan type of character. And it was due to the popularity of Cerebus that really helped push the independence boom of the mid-'80s, black and white boom of the mid-'80s, which of course included things like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But his goal was that I'm going to publish 300 issues, which for one person to do a continuous 300 issue run is crazy. And he estimated, and he wasn't doing Cerebus actually monthly. He was doing it like quarterly, then I think bi-monthly, and then eventually monthly. And it began with his own publishing company, Aardvark Vanaheim Press. I think Vanaheim, if I'm not mistaken, is his wife's name who helped him. And he did end up reaching his goal. He thought it'd take about 26, 27 years. I think he reached that goal in 2003, 2007. And of course, he went through a lot of different publishers during that time. Um, I think First Comics was one of them, and I think eventually Image was the final publisher. But he did reach his goal. Now, Todd McFarlane, of course, jumped on that whole 300 issue thing with like, Spawn record breaking 300 issues, things like that. But Dave Sim actually wrote and drew every single issue. Todd McFarlane did not. Todd McFarlane oversaw and edited every single issue. But yeah. And then Savage Dragon, Eric Larson drew, I believe, every single issue of Savage Dragon. Even when they did some crossovers with like other people, they did an Image crossover where artists switched up characters. Eric Larson actually went back and redrew that issue himself, so that his streak would remain constant, that he drew every single issue. So that is coming up for Eric Larson. Here is, like I said, this coincided with crossover. So there is and the name of the story that Cerebus was in with Spawn was called Crossing Over. That's why a lot of people was speculating there might be some things with that. But yeah, so this is the back cover, Crossing Over, which is title, and it's signed by Dave Sim. I think all these books are signed. And then this is a reproduction with a different cover of Spawn 10. So just going through all different covers. So kind of an EC type of vibe. Again, a little EC. So really great to see all these Dave Sim pieces of art and stuff. And they're all plays on, like I said, EC covers, but then also the Spawn 10 cover. Here's another play on that Spawn 10 cover. So it looks like this is the same black and white except in color. I don't know what the other book is in here. But Cerebus, then that classic image that was on the inside of Spawn 10 with all the different hands, and you could, pick out what heroes and stuff each hand related to. Now these all are different hands, it looks like. So yeah, maybe you can play the game again and see. Oh, that's cute. Instead of color, it's got gold. And superhero comic. But yeah, Dave Sim definitely he was also one of the first to do trade paperbacks, and actually what he called them were phone books, because they were huge books filled with nothing but the reprinted, because Cerebus again was a black and white comic, just like most independent comics in the 80s. And it looked like a phone book, these huge oversized reprints that he did. And so you had a lot of popular storylines which dealt with a number of different cultural topics. So some of the big ones I can think of is like High Society, which dealt, of course, with like government and the disparity between classes and such. A lot of his stuff may be carried over to religious, which yeah, I don't get into much government or religion myself, but Definitely it was applauded for a lot of those topics that he discussed. And then the last one here, um, Cerebus says Spawn on a little throne. So maybe kind of a play on, like I said, some of those topics that he did during his run, and then the same cover we saw a moment ago, except in black and white. So really cool. I mean, really cool things as a collector. Oh, and it says how long it took him to do 300 copies. So 26 years and 3 months. So definitely, you know, something that can't be understated. You can see a lot of these are limited prints, like of 350, and this is number 34 of 350. So really glad to get that low number. You know, I got in pretty early. I'm not sure if he sold out. I would go check Kickstarter and see if y'all are interested in these. Like I said, it's fairly economical. Like I said, I believe it was. I saw it. No, there wasn't an invoice. You know, like I said, I believe it was about $100. So yeah, but really cool. And all of them, or most of them, signed. And you know, as a collector and someone that grew up during that time, you know, seeing firsthand, you know, the black and white explosion or boom, and the rise of independent comics and independent publishers, and these creators that could, you know, Marvel and DC wouldn't put out an aardvark, you know, based on Conan. Marvel and DC wouldn't put out Turtles, wouldn't put out a Flaming Carrot. I wouldn't put out Concrete. You know, so to have that outlet where, you know, they could do sometimes only a couple thousand copies. You know, I think that with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know, once they hit 8,000, 10,000 print run, they saw that, you know, if this print run continued, then they could actually make a living, and you know, was able to quit their jobs and devote their full time to making comics, which is what they wanted. So you know, then if you even compare that nowadays to print runs of Marvel and DC, Freeway is down here. She acts like she wants to be picked up, but then she complains when you pick her up. I think she just wants attention. But, you know, even nowadays, you know, a big selling book, you know, on like first issue and stuff, considered a big seller is between 30 to 50 to 60,000 copies. And then, you know, a successful monthly book is really considered only around 15,000 copies, which is a big change from, you know, the millions of books that was being sold back in the late 90s and such, you know, print runs of 100,000, 150, 300,000 copies. You know, even in the 70s, since there was return policies for newsstands, and printing was crazy cheap, right? Because, you know, the cheap newsprint and things, you know, they were doing 300,000 print runs of comics, you know, and they still made profit even if like half was probably returned. So that's what they tried to estimate at, was how much to print where even if half was returned, you know, we could still make a profit. So anyway, that is it. I just wanted to also remind you of the new merch. So here's the new Shelby Comics t-shirt that is available on Teespring. The link is below. I try to drop... Oh, Freeway. I don't mind you climbing across things, but you probably hit a button. They'll turn us off. You can't turn us off from our fans. No, no, they want to hear about us. So, but yeah, go over to Teespring. Teespring keeps most of the money. Every shirt costs about between $15 and $20 to print. I only add about $5 for myself. For doing the artwork and things like that. I'm not making a bunch of money or anything on these things, but it's really great. Something you can show off, of course, to show you're a comic collector and that you're a big supporter of Shelby's Comics. I also have the 2.0 mystery boxes. Right now, those are available on my eBay store. You can go over there. There's the link. It's also in the description below, ebay.com/str/Shelby's Comics. And you can easily find me there. The mystery boxes on the eBay store are $50 plus shipping on the auctions. Normally I do $60 free shipping, and then you get a few added things that you don't get with the boxes that you purchase on eBay. So just something a little bit special for the people that support me through the auctions. You get something usually a little extra. We've been giving away, I guess meaning Freeway and I, been giving away this Gorilla Todd art print and the boxes that you can purchase on the auctions. You can also hit me up over on IG if you'd like to take more advantage of that instead of going the eBay route, and that's also fine. But yeah, that is it for me today. I think we're about to try and go package up some stuff for shipping. We got a bunch of orders that came in last week. Definitely was blessed with the auction sales and with eBay sales and stuff too. And I've got a few mystery boxes to make up. So hey, thank you all for tuning in. Remember, hit like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notifications bell anytime you want to see this face. Let me know down in the comments. Tell me about your journey through independent comics, or, if you've even heard of Dave Simmons, or, if you appreciate hearing about these things when I find out about them. And, be nice to each other, and I'll see you next time. So don't forget, peace, love, and comics. Thank you all. Bye.